In this video, you will discover the artificial intelligence that corresponds to 3 different investment strategies for a cautious profit, investor or better. Hello and welcome to this new video. I am delighted to see you again. Today, a video dedicated exclusively to the development of your customized strategy based on your unique betting profile, utilizing the power of our advanced artificial intelligence technology. If you join us, the first thing I invite you to do is complete a questionnaire. We'll promptly review this questionnaire upon receiving it. This is the essential requirement to have the ability to generate profits in the long run in the field of sports betting. You must necessarily ask yourself these questions and the appropriate questions. Here the objective is not to review the specifics of each of these questions. It is simply to illustrate the initial step when individuals become part of our organization. You obviously need to define your life goals and aspirations in order to align your efforts and make meaningful progress towards them. What is the reason for your betting? Do you see gambling as a hobby, a profession, an investment? And have you fully considered the actual consequences it will have on your life and future? It is crucial that you have the ability to determine your profit goals with utmost precision and accuracy. So what are the specific objectives, the reaction to losses, and what will happen if you do not manage to achieve your stated objectives? What is your overall situation? What is your heritage? Do you possess an emergency fund? What has been the evolution in recent years? And your exhibition? Are you therefore rather exposed in a risky, secure, or controlled manner? Finally, we are starting to get a little into the heart of this profile. It's already your starting capital. If you have a low bankroll, below 1,000 euros, it is indeed pointless to invest in sports savings. It's going to be too long, it's going to discourage you, and you won't be able to sustain it in the long run. The evolution since you began betting, it is always beneficial to have a retrospective on your practice since you started betting and in relation to your bankroll, the amount it carries, and the level of exposure to your assets. Risk aversion, obviously, through these somewhat amusing questions, we will determine together if you are more of a daredevil trying to take risks, if your risks are controlled, or on the contrary, if you are cautious. Managing the stake will have a significant consequence. You'll see it shortly in the settings I'll present to you. Are you going to reinvest the profits? Are you going to hedge fixed bets, variable bets, aggressively variable bets? And also, we will ask ourselves the question of odds optimization, with notably ING bookmakers or bookmakers.com. The target market will have an influence precisely in relation to your profile. It should be known that there are profiles where there is less liquidity, there are more beautiful values, but it is riskier, like secondary markets, challenger, ETF, or much more stable markets. But to really find profitability and stand out, it is much more difficult. That's really important. The joy you experience from betting is vital for sustaining it in the long term. You must derive enjoyment from this practice and be capable of obtaining both tangible financial benefits and enduring pleasure from it in order to fully appreciate its value. The environment is extremely important because unfortunately you will go through periods of doubt, periods of too many people, periods of loss, and you need to see if your surroundings encourage you in this practice or if on the contrary they put obstacles in your way. Afterward, obviously, you need to have a cold analysis, a statistical analysis. Only numbers disclose the truth and then you assess the situation. So I am aware it may appear astonishing, breathtaking, but the initial crucial element if you desire to achieve success in sports wagering is to complete this form as diligently as you can. Once you have finished filling out this form, you will establish a profile, which represents the dominant characteristic among what I refer to as the 3 classic profiles: cautious, gamblers, and investors. We will now proceed to the front of the file, specifically Excel, with the well-known settings. This time, you have in front of you the characteristics of these 3 engines which are of various profit: cautious, investor, better, with a risk and an exposure that is more important when you switch from cautious, investor, better, but also increased profitability if you switch from cautious investor to better. You possess all the classic metrics encompassing ROI, average odds, percentage of winning predictions, maximum drawdown, and the seasons 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. These outcomes represent the actual results that you would have concretely obtained by following one of these algorithms in practice. So, what can we observe? It is evident that when you have a rather cautious profile, you can clearly see a relative stability in the results. As a result, the profitability of such an investment will be of the same order as that of a classic stock market investment on the S&P 500 or even the 440 if you are patriotic. This level of stability makes it a reliable option for investors seeking consistent returns. And there you have it. Year after year, you will witness an 8, 9 or 10% evolution and return on investment, more precisely capital evolution, without fail, consistently delivering positive results. The DD Max is extremely low. DD Max, it indicates that it is the maximum loss you will have had to suffer in comparison to your initial capital investment. And you possess the corresponding outcomes and filters. Investors, you have comprehended that perhaps it was imperative to capitalize on the appealing aspect of sports betting with increased profitability in order to fully exploit its attractiveness. You are ready to take more risks, so one of the unmasked is still a third of your initial bankroll, only a profitability that is multiplied by 10. You have the opportunity to witness almost 20, 26, 10 and 15 on the last years that have passed by. Finally, so better, where there you consider that sports savings is to boost, enhance your starting capital. You may have 5,000 euros starting and you want to see the maximum and as quickly as possible evolve your bankroll. You are ready to accept a maximum drawdown. There are profiles where we can go up to 50, 60, 70 drawdown, but it is risky. However, look at the profitability, obviously 42, 50, 14, 13. It is not at all the same. Take into account the potential risks and rewards before making any decisions. Here, you have more or less the presentation of 3 strategies. So when I say 3 of the strategies, you have to know that artificial intelligence is customizable at will, infinitely. You can obviously then develop multiple strategies, accumulate engines. You can have a distribution in accordance with and allocate yourself a share of bankroll according to the strategies that you have developed. Apply the strategy of the 4 correlated algorithms. No limit in application of strategies. I will finish by showing you simply and concretely since the beginning of January what each of these 3 strategies gives. So this is the live evolution just since the start of the year. You have the cautious strategy with a low average rating, and obviously the water percentage gives a 2.35% capital evolution over a certain period of time. The investor strategy with stake management that already has more than 13.68% from the beginning of the year, so it starts off on a strong note. And finally, the strategy, so rather better, where the odds you see are still higher, but which starts with 4.57% at the beginning of the year. So I have only one question. What are you waiting for to become a part of the artificial intelligence revolution in tennis sports betting? All the information you need is below this video in the description. I'll be happy to welcome you to our community. See you soon. Take care and goodbye for now.